Good day everyone. Today, we will be discussing the Module 7, Conflict Resolution and Tenant-Owner Relationship. We will be discussing the 4 subtopics in this module. First, strategies for resolving conflicts between tenants and owner. Second is the communication and the negotiation skills. Third is maintaining the positive tenant-owner relationship. And lastly is the mediation and arbitration options. So first, we will discuss the strategies for resolving conflicts between the tenants and owners. There are 10 strategies for resolving conflicts between the tenants and owners. First is understanding common landlord-tenant conflicts. The first step is effectively handling difficult situations as a landlord is to identify and understand the conflict that can arise between the tenants and landlords. These conflicts can encompass a variety of issues such as non-payment of rent, property damage, noise complaints, unauthorized occupants or pets, less violations, and disputes over security deposit. By understanding these conflicts, underlying causes and triggers, you can take proactive measures to prevent them from escalating into major disputes. For instance, you can establish clear and comprehensive lease agreement that outline the rights and responsibilities of both parties. This can help to set clear expectation for tenant behavior and property maintenance. Second is the role of effective communication in tenant dispute resolution. Effective communication plays a crucial role in resolving conflicts constructively and professionally. As a landlord, it is imperative for you to possess the skills of clear communication, active listening, and empathy towards your tenants' concerns. Additionally, your ability to negotiate and compromise while maintaining your rights and responsibilities as a landlord is vital. To guarantee effective communication, consider incorporating these tips. Utilize non-judgmental language, reframe negative statements into positive ones, and acknowledge the feelings and perspective of the other person. By practicing active listening, you can gain valuable insights into your tenants' needs and motivations. These understandings will enable you to address their concern and find mutually beneficial solutions. Third is the proactive conflict between strategies. Preventing conflicts before they occur is often more effective than resolving them after they have escalated. By implementing proactive conflict prevention strategies, landlords can create a harmonious and productive landlord-tenant relationship. So this means that it's better to stop conflicts from happening in the first place rather than dealing with them once they got in worse. Landlord can achieve this by putting in place strategies to prevent conflicts before they arise, leading to a smoother and more positive relationship with their tenants. Fourth is establish clear boundaries. One key strategy is to establish clear expectations and boundaries from the beginning. Clearly communicate the rules, policies, and responsibilities to tenants, ensuring everyone is on the same page. This can help prevent misunderstanding and potential conflicts down the line. By clearly outlining rules, policies, and responsibilities to tenants right from the start, landlord can ensure that everyone understands what is expected of them. This transparent communication helps to prevent misunderstandings and disagreements in the future, ultimately fostering a more positive and cooperative relationship between landlord and tenants. So fifth is a resolution process. Another strategy is to create a dispute resolution process. Establish a structured framework for handling conflicts and provide tenants with a clear pathway for resolving any issues that may arise. This demonstrates fairness and transparency and helps address conflict efficiently. So creating a dispute resolution process involves setting up a structured system for addressing conflicts that may arise between the landlords and tenants. So by offering a clear pathway for resolving disputes, landlord demonstrates fairness and transparency, which ultimately helps to efficiently address conflicts and maintain a positive relationship between both parties. 6 is communicate regularly. Regular communication and feedback are also crucial in conflict preventions. Providing tenants with regular updates on property matters and seeking feedback create an open and collaborative environment. This can help address any concern or issues before they become major conflicts. Maintaining regular communication and seeking feedback from tenants help to foster an open and collaborative atmosphere. By keeping tenants informed about property-related matters and encouraging them to share their thoughts, landlords can address any concern or issues early on, preventing them from escalating into major conflicts. Seventh is foster a positive environment. Fostering a positive and respectful environment is essential. Encourage mutual respect among tenants and establish guidelines for respectful behavior. This can contribute to a more harmonious living community and reduce the likelihood of conflicts. The passage emphasizes that the importance of creating a positive and respectful atmosphere in a community, especially among tenants. By promoting mutual respect and establishing guidelines for respectful behavior, it aims to foster harmony and decrease the chances of conflicts arising within the community. 8 is use technology. Leveraging technology can streamline communication and maintenance tasks. Implementing online portals for rent payments and repair requests can simplify processes and reduce potential friction points. This not only enhances convenience for tenants but also minimizes the chances of miscommunication or delays. So, utilizing technology such as online portals for rent payments and repair requests can streamline communication and maintenance tasks for landlords and tenants. So, by simplifying processes and reducing potential frictions point, this approach enhances convenience for tenants while minimizing the chances of miscommunication or delays, ultimately contributing to a smoother landlord-tenant relationship. Ninth is navigating legal aspects and tenant rights. So, as a responsible landlord, it is crucial to have a comprehensive understanding of the legal aspects and the tenant's rights that pertains to your property and jurisdiction. Understanding the legal aspect not only entails being familiar with the relevant laws and regulations, including fair housing, zoning, and eviction procedures, but also delving into intricacies and nuances that follow. So, by being well versed into the legal framework that governs your relationship with tenants, you can ensure that you uphold their rights such as privacy, quiet enjoyment, and maintenance obligation while also safeguarding your own interests. This level of knowledge and attention to detail will help you to avoid potential legal disputes and help maintain a high standard of professional and ethical conduct in your role as a landlord. And lastly is the escalation techniques for difficult situations. Even with the best intentions and practices, conflict can still arise between landlords and tenants. So when this happens, remain calm, respectful, and professional. One effective de-escalation technique is to use empathy and active listening to diffuse the tension and build rapport with your tenants. So taking the time to truly understand their perspective can go a long way in finding common ground and resolving issues. Additionally, nonverbal communication such as a body language and tone of voice can help convey a sense of openness, understanding, and cooperation. Remember, offering alternatives or compromise solution that address both parties' needs and interests can lead to a mutually beneficial resolution. Next is communication and negotiation skills. Communication and negotiation skills are essential in conflict resolution and tenant-owner relations. Communication skills. Effective communication involves actively listening to the concern of both parties, expressing oneself clearly and empathetically, and ensuring mutual understanding. Clear communication helps prevent misunderstandings and allows for productive dialogue to resolve conflicts. Effective communication goes beyond just speaking. It involves active listening to others, expressing oneself clearly and with empathy, and making sure that both parties understand each other. So by practicing clear communication, misunderstanding can be avoided, and conflicts can be resolved through productive dialogue, ultimately leading to stronger relationship and the successful outcomes. Negotiation skills. Negotiation involves finding common ground and reaching a compromise that satisfies both parties' interests. It requires empathy, problem-solving abilities, and the ability to manage emotions. Negotiation skills enable tenants and owner to discuss issues, such as rent increases or property maintenance, and find mutually beneficial solutions. Negotiation is a process of finding common ground and reaching a compromise that meets the needs and interests of both parties involved. So it requires empathy to understand the perspective of others, problem-solving abilities to identify potential solution, and emotional intelligence to manage any conflicts or tension that may arise. So the negotiation skills are essential for tenants and property owners to engage in discussion about various issues such as rent adjustment or property maintenance, with the goal of finding solutions that are satisfactory for both parties. So in the context of tenant-owner relations, strong communication and negotiation can help prevent conflicts from escalating and foster positive relationships built on trust and understanding. Effective communications ensure that both parties feel heard and respected, while negotiation skills enable them to find solutions that meets their needs and interests. Next is maintaining positive tenant-owner relationship. Getting a good tenant is one of the primary goals for many landlords. When you get one, it's ideal to maintain a decent relationship with them. This entails respect between both parties and can often encourage them to renew their lease with you. So there are some tips for keeping a good or a professional relationship with your tenants. First is keep the property clean. This is especially important when first renting at your home. Clean properties show much better than dirty, cluttered ones. It doesn't matter if you're going to get it clean before move-in. The prospective tenants will have a difficult time picturing themselves in the home. We recommend hiring a professional cleaning service to make sure the job is done right. So if needed, you can do another quick spot clean right before the new tenants move in. So this would include things like wiping down counters, vacuuming, and etc. Having a clean property at move-in also sets the expectation for how many property should be kept and returned at move-out. Next is communicate from the beginning. The key to being a great landlord is effective communications. Tenants like being kept in the loop, whether it be about the status of their application or information regarding their lease. They likely call you multiple times if they aren't provided this information. So it's best to set expectations early. Once they apply for the home, let them know when they should hear back from you. Once you send out a list, they may have questions about specific provisions. So answer this honestly and in a way that makes sense to them. So this can help you avoid future issues, especially in the event of a lease violation. So this may sound very standard, but these little lines of communication can put the tenants at ease throughout their tenancy. Next is resolve maintenance problems quickly. Maintenance issues can rapidly ruin a tenant's experience, especially if left unattended. To make this easier for you and your tenants, your lease should clearly define how to go about maintenance, and you should inform them prior to their move-in. Do you want them to email you directly for any maintenance requests, or do you want them to call? Should they use an online service to manage requests? Best if you own multiple properties. So this should be your first step in defining how to handle maintenance issues. Many owners hesitate to resolve maintenance problems quickly because they can be expensive. However, putting off unnecessary repair will likely cost you more money in the end. What was a small, easy fix can turn into a larger problem, resulting in a higher repair cost. It also causes frictions between you and the tenants because they have to go longer without the features of the home that was advertised as included. Occasionally, they can request a rent credit if the problem persists for too long. Next is keep your word. The key to any great relationship is trust. If you tell the tenants you will do something, make sure you stick to that. Going back on your word will cause the tenants to be frustrated and possibly lose respect for you and by extension your home. Additionally, saying you won't do something, charge them a late fee for rent, for example, and then doing it can result in similar problems. Following through on this kind of things for your tenants can not only maintain a good relationship but can keep you out of trouble legally as well. Next is be transparent. Be clear on what your tenants will be charged for in regards to the property. If they will be responsible for utilities, trash, landscaping, and etc., make sure you list that in the ad for the property and add it to the list. There should be no confusion in what you will cover and what they are required to. Being transparent also applies to effective communication. Let's say they contact you about a non-urgent maintenance issue. So if soonest a vendor can get there in 5 days from now, tell them that. Don't attempt to sugarcoat and say 2 to 5 days or not give them a date. Set realistic expectations so you can avoid angry tenants. Next is leave a welcome gift. This is an extra step so you can do to impress your tenants from the get-go. A lot of property management companies do this as well. You can put together a gift bag with things like toilet paper, a few cleaning supplies, and something fun like candy or gift card from the nearby restaurant. These small gestures can make a difference for tenants that are exhausted after the long day of moving. And now let's proceed to mediation and arbitration options. So first is the mediation. When disputes arise between tenants and owners, such as disagreements over lease terms, maintenance issues, or rent adjustment, mediation can offer a collaborative approach to the finding solutions. A trained mediator can help both parties communicate effectively, identify underlying concerns, and negotiate mutually acceptable resolutions. For example, if a tenant feels that repairs are not being made promptly, mediation can facilitate a discussion about the necessary repairs, timeliness about the issue, and the responsibilities, leading to a resolution that satisfies both parties and preserves the landlord-tenant relationship. Arbitration options. In situations where mediation fails to resolve the conflict or when parties prefer a binding decision, arbitration may be chosen. Arbitration in a real estate typically involves a neutral arbitrator who reviews evidence, listens to arguments from both sides, and renders a final decision. For instance, if there is a dispute over the return of a security deposit, arbitration can provide a quicker and less expensive alternative to going to court. However, it's important to note that arbitration decisions are binding, meaning both parties must adhere to the arbitrator's ruling, which may limit options for appeal. In both mediation and arbitration, the goal is to reach a fair and satisfactory resolution that addresses the concern of both tenants and owners while minimizing disruptions to the property and preserving the landlord-tenant relationship. These alternative dispute resolution methods can save time, money, and emotional stress compared to the traditional litigations, making them attractive options for resolving conflicts in real estate settings. Mediation. Imagine a scenario where a tenant believes that their landlord is unfairly raising the rent without addressing maintenance issues in the property. Instead of immediately resorting to legal action, both parties agree to engage in mediation. A trained mediator, experienced in real estate matters, facilitates a discussion between the tenants and the owner. The mediator helps each party express their concerns and interests while guiding them towards a mutually acceptable solution. Through mediation, the tenant and the owner may reach agreements on rent adjustment, repair schedules, or lease modification that address the underlying issues and preserve their relationship. Arbitration. In another scenario, let's say a tenant and landlord are unable to resolve dispute over the property damage during the lease terms. Despite attempts at negotiation and mediation, they remain deadlocked on the issue. As an alternative to going to court, the option for arbitration. An arbitrator, typically real estate experts or attorney, hear arguments and reviews evidence from both sides. After considering all factors, the arbitrator renders a final and binding decision on the matter. In this case, the arbitrator may determine the extent of the damage, assess liability, and award appropriate compensation to the affected party, while arbitration provides definitive resolution, both parties must accept the arbitrator's decision, which becomes legally binding. And tenant-owner relation, both mediation and arbitration offer effective means of resolving disputes without resorting to lengthy and costly litigation. This method prioritizes communications, collaboration, and efficiency, allowing tenants and owners to address conflicts promptly while preserving their ongoing relationship and the integrity of the rental property. And that's the end of our discussion. I hope you learned something and thank you for listening. Goodbye.